Good morning, students. We're here with
Damon Weaver.
Mr. Weaver for another Choose a Career segment, and I'm going to let him tell you what career he's into. Go ahead and tell us.
Well, first of all, I appreciate the invite to be here today and to talk to the students here at Horn Lake High School. My wife is a proud alum of Horn Lake, so it's always good to come back. I'm a DeSoto County and been serving the county since 1999, and my career that I've chosen and I've always been in is the career of funeral service. And as I tell everybody, as I speak to people, I love to talk to people about my profession and what we do and how it can be rewarding. I know that sounds odd, but it can be. I work for Brantley Funeral Home, Memphis Funeral Home, here in DeSoto County in the Memphis market area. We are part of SCI, which is the largest funeral provider in North America. We have close to 2,500 locations throughout North America. We employ almost 25,000 team members. So not only is it good as you start your career and maybe want to transfer and expand, we have opportunities for that as well. I will say the most interesting thing about the funeral business is, as you think about your career, is there's a lot of businesses or careers out there that you might not be aware of, and doesn't necessarily come to mind when you think, what am I going to do past high school?
Absolutely.
And I think the funeral industry is one of those.
Oh, this wouldn't have probably even cracked my top 30 to even think of. It's one of those industries you're not aware of. Everybody ends up utilizing their services throughout their life for family, but it's not one of those things that you're just automatically off the top of your mind going to say, hey, that might be a career that I would be interested in. Now, I would assume that this would kind of tuck into the hospitality industry. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you would be looking for, that students some skill sets that they might need to be a part of this industry.
Absolutely, and that's a great lead in. And I first want to say that students, you have a great opportunity here because the mortuary school is about a mile from here at Northwest Community College DeSoto Center. But you're exactly right. When we get into the hospitality side, the funeral industry has evolved over the years, and a lot more recently. People, when I go and talk to students or people interested in coming to this side of the career of the funeral service, they all want to talk about the embalming side, the dead body side,
which is a small part
which is a very small part of it. But for some reason, the questions are always about those, and I get that.
Right.
Morbid curiosity is a strange thing, but there's so much more to what we do than just that side of it.
Oh, the service is huge because you're providing all sorts of different services for that family, not just preparing the body.
That's right. We are there. We have learned in our industry as we evolve, the funeral service is not for the deceased. The funeral service is about the deceased, but it's for the
families. Absolutely.
And we pride ourselves on celebrating the life of that family, whether that be traditional service with a burial, cremation. It's all about the celebration of life. And as we evolve into those things, funeral homes now, you see more and more of an informal setting. It's not the church type setting that we're used to seeing. It's, you walk in now, you've got round tables because conversations happen at round tables. We have catering, we have food options there now, flowers options. We do a great job at personalizing the loved one's life. Whether that be, did they drive a Harley? We'll set up Harley items. We've even brought a Harley into the funeral home, their favorite Harley. Not only that, it can be sports teams, it can be golf, it can be so much more. The imagination is just wild with what we can do to celebrate the loved one's life, because no matter what happens to the loved one, whether you say, I don't want a service or I just want to be cremated and that's it, I promise you, somewhere, somebody is going to celebrate you, whether that be at the home or at a church, at a local convention center. You're going to get celebrated somehow, and we want to be a part of that, and that's what we do. That's what funeral directors do, is we meet with families, and yes, there is some basic things we do, information for the death certificate.
Sure.
Bring the clothes in, let's talk about what mom, dad would have liked, what, whoever that may be would have liked. But we do so much more of just deal with the dead body. We want to celebrate that life. We want to visit with the family, talk to the family. And I know this sounds strange, but it's a very rewarding career. And by that, I mean, everybody you come to contact with, it's a very traumatic, sad time of their life.
Sure.
And I know people get hung up, I couldn't do what you do every day.
Right.
I hear that a lot. I was raised in the funeral business, so that's my reasoning for being it. But it can be a rewarding profession. And I'll tell you why. Because when a family comes in and they are there for one reason, and that's the loved one, they want to talk about the loved one. They want to tell you everything about it. And if you can bring a smile or just see where they relax as you see that everything's going to be taken care of when it comes in to arranging that service, talking with that family, it is a very rewarding career. It's not just a morbid side. It's not just you deal with dead bodies every day. We are very stereotyped, believe it or not, in this career.
I believe it.
We have gotten away from the suit and ties, the white T-shirts. We try to be more relaxed of an atmosphere. We want to be approachable. We want y'all to talk to us. We want the families to talk to us. And we want them to know that we're here for them.
So it's that hug on the neck you get from the family at the end of it that makes it very
Exactly. It's the hug on the neck. I like to follow up with my families after we've served them, whether that be a week, a month, a year. But it's not only that. It's also when I'm in my hometown and I'm going to Walmart, and a family comes up from a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, and still remembers me and hugs me and thanks me. That makes it worth it. That really does. And, I can't thank them enough for them trusting me in that time of need to take care of their loved one.
Now, it sounds like from some of the things you just described that you are looking for perhaps students who have very creative mindsets, students who can think outside of the box and think of ways to take details from a family and come up with a spectacular celebration event. What are some of the things that you would be looking for and some of the different jobs that students might not have thought of? You mentioned a few earlier, but if you could go into detail about some of the jobs that and skill sets that they could utilize in this industry.
Absolutely. First of all, we'll get through our two main categories when it comes to the funeral profession, and that's being a licensed funeral director and or licensed embalmer. Those are what you go to school for, particularly to get your degree, to pass that test and to get your license. But we have so many more opportunities in the funeral industry other than those two. Obviously, you have your administrative side. We have great team members that do paperwork for the death certificate. They'll send out, notify Social Security, just a bunch of other things.
So clerical.
We have removal technicians or transportation that we hire, and they're there just for the on call of when the deceased passes away. They will go out to that hospital, go out to that home, go out to the nursing home, wherever that may be, and bring them back into our care. And that is a good entry-level position for anybody that has graduated high school that is interested in the funeral career. I always advise people, if you're unsure and you think you might want to do it, come work a summer at the funeral home doing removals. You'll find out real quick if that's for you, and if it is, then hey, let's get you into mortuary school. Let's provide that education and training that you need to start this career. Another profession would be pre-need sales. We have a lot of people that come in that get licensed to do pre-need sales, and the equivalent of that the students might understand is like selling life insurance, except you're selling insurance beforehand for the pre-need for the funerals.
So students, that would be your grandmother deciding to go ahead and pay for everything that she wants for her funeral so that when it happens, the family doesn't have to take care of that.
That is correct, yes. And then we have other jobs. I mean, we have what we call our maintenance people that take care of the cemetery grounds, cleaning the vehicles, that takes care of, getting the loved one to the placement where they need to be at what funeral home. So there is a lot of good entry-level jobs in there, as you maybe think about it, or as if you go ahead and register for mortuary school, go ahead and come see me or any local funeral home and inquire about maybe getting in on an entry-level position to get that career started. I tell everybody that I talk to, as you get into your junior and senior year, you start thinking about what am I going to do past graduation?
Right.
Again, funeral business is not usually one of them.
Right.
But beyond that, I always like to tell students, start thinking about your career, not a job, your career.
Right.
And a career is something that you see yourself doing for the rest of your life, something you maybe enjoy doing. Again, I was
Hopefully
raised in
you
it.
enjoy doing whatever you choose to do.
I do. I was raised in it. I'm a second generation funeral director. I know it sounds weird to say I enjoy doing what I do, but it's part of life. And this is a profession, again, that can be rewarding and fulfilling at the same time.
Okay, you mentioned that even high school students could have an entry-level position to see if they enjoy this as a career. They could obviously come and see you, which will get your information for them. But also you mentioned some schooling at Northwest. So explain the education side of this.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have the biggest advantage of everyone is that the school is a mile from here.
Right there.
I mean, there's a few. I graduated from Northwest Community College DeSoto Center funeral service program. My wife did as well. Several of my colleagues, one of my former bosses did as well, and my current boss. So there's a great opportunity on your doorstep, a mile down the road.
Y'all could ride your bicycle from any of your houses to there.
Exactly. And the program is basically, I guess, the equivalent of a vocational technical program.
Okay.
It's a 2-year program. You're going to go in and you've got to get through some of your basics: English Comp 1, Comp 2, basic accounting 1 and 2, public speaking, some other
Small
core
classes
curriculum.
that are just you're going to have to take no matter what you do.
That's right. And then you can get into taking restorative art 1 and 2, cosmetology, embalming. You'll take some biology. You'll take some microbiology. They'll teach you color and cosmetics, waxing. They'll teach you waxing techniques. So it's a lot to do, but it's fun to do. It's a 2-year program. You can finish it in about 1.5 years if you're committed and want to go to the summer. The funeral home that I'm affiliated with, Brantley Funeral Home in Olive Branch, Memphis Funeral Home. We have 5 locations serving the Memphis and DeSoto County area, 2 cemeteries. But our company offers tuition reimbursement. If you commit to us, we'll commit to them. We offer tuition reimbursements, and we also offer a scholarship every year for potential students. We actually just about 2 weeks ago signed an agreement and partnered with Northwest in the funeral service program. We're going to provide all the training and know-how, all the on-the-job training that you'll need to be successful in this business. Because yes, just like anything you can go to school for, you're going to learn and you've got to get that degree, but there is nothing like hands-on learning. So we're able to partner with them while you're in school. You'll learn a lot of hands-on techniques. You'll learn about the embalming process. You'll learn about the color and cosmetic process. You're going to learn about everything, and we partnered with them to get a real hands-on, real-life experience while they're in mortuary school.
Fantastic. Well, we have put his information on the screen. Feel free to contact him. Of course, you can go to the counseling complex and see Miss Hennessy. She can get you in touch as well, and then you can also speak with your counselors about information at Northwest. There are a ton of phenomenal scholarships for you students at Northwest, and like he said, it's right down the road. So thank you so much for coming. And
again, thank you for having me. I'm more than happy to be here. If any of the students out there want to talk to me, I'm going to leave you with my phone number, my email address. Call me, text me, email me. I'm always excited to talk about my career, my profession. And if you're really, really interested, I would love to talk to you, meet you, show you around, kind of show you some things. And let's start talking about, hey, this is what I want to do life after high school, because it's the fun time of the year now. But seniors, you're getting close. It's almost time to enter the real world. I know they probably get tired of hearing that, but it's the truth.
Well, fantastic. Thank you again.
Thank you.